Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all good? I hope so. Y'all, let's get into episode 3 of His and Hers, and this is a recap, which means I'm gonna tell you what's happening. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and hit the like button, go watch it, and then come back, okay? So, Anna, she's narrating and says, "We all hide behind the version of ourselves we present to the world. But people don't change. Not really, not on the inside." Then there's a flashback to her in high school with Rachel, Helen, and Zoe. They were making fun of this girl named Catherine. Not Anna, but the other girls. So Rachel tells Anna to invite her over while she goes to get more soda. So Catherine comes over and sits with the girls. The other girls knew that Rachel was up to something, but Anna didn't. So Rachel makes it back to the table and she accidentally but purposely knocks over Catherine's drink. So she offers her hers. When Catherine drinks it, she says that it tastes like something was in it. And Rachel, oh nasty, tailed and peed in the drink. Anna didn't know that she was going to do that, and then Rachel had the nerves to announce it to the whole lunchroom, talk about she just drunk my pee. Like, why would you do that? And Catherine, she was so humiliated, and she kept looking over there at Anna, but Anna kept saying, "I did not know that she was going to do that." So over there with Jack, he was over at the house reading through the text messages and looking through the pictures on Rachel's phone. And one of the videos had Rachel and Helen in it with Duffy. So now you hear the little girl, she runs upstairs, tells Jack that dinner is ready. While they were eating, Zoe sent the little girl off to watch TV. So she wanted to know what was up with Jack. So she straight up asked him if he was sleeping with Rachel. She also wanted to know if he was with Rachel the night that she was unalived. Jack is surprised that his sister would think that he would even do something like that. But then she asked him, why did he swab her daughter, talking about some secret special detective or whatever the mess he was doing. So he finally confessed that he was with Rachel that night, but he didn't unalive her. So Priya, she drops off the samples. The guy asked her if Jack had found his wedding ring, and that was confusing to her because she had never seen Jack with a wedding ring. Anna was getting prepared to go live. Then here comes Lexi walking in talking about her sister-in-law's nanny canceled at the last minute, and she agreed to step in, but she forgot her phone. And then she apologizes to Anna for coming all that way for nothing. And then on the touch her talking about safe travel, sweetie. And Anna went straight to her car, but before driving off, she threw them eggs that her mama made her on Lexi's car. Now Priya, she calls Jack and suggests that they go talk to Helen Wayne. But he's already over there, but he don't tell her that. And she tells him that Duffy did call Rachel's phone right after they left him. So Jack says that they were going to focus on Duffy and on Helen as his accessory. Priya says, but she doesn't wear a men's Timberland boot size 10. Jack said that boot print could have came from anybody. It was a lot of people out there that day. And she was like, well, not at that time. It was only 5 people, 3 men, 2 women. And the people that she talked to already, none of them were a size 10. So again, Jack is pushing back on everything that Priya is saying. So he tells her to just focus on Duffy and to go sit outside his house, which Priya feels like it's a waste of resources. She then asks him, why didn't he tell her that he was looking for a wedding ring when she never seen him wear one? He gonna say sometimes he keeps it in his pocket. So he hangs up on Priya, and then he starts tripping out because he forgot all about the boots. Then a woman opens the door and he apologizes. He asks if she lived there, and she says no, she was the house manager. She tells Jack that Helen was at school. She always stayed late on Fridays. Now Priya, she's over there sitting outside of Duffy's house. He leaves, so she trails him. He goes to some part of town to discard of some trash. So Priya, she waits for him to leave. She gets the bag out and goes through it only to find some dumb attire. Now Jack, he done pulled up at St. Hilary's. It's pouring down rain. He rings the buzzer. No one comes to the door. Then he finally was able to get in through the chapel, but the doors leading into the school, they were locked. So he leaves there, goes to picks up a few things from the grocery store, and he sees Richard at checkout. Now Richard, he was purchasing some very suspicious things like duct tape, hammer, zip ties, and to be shady, he picked up a pack of jimmies. So Priya called Jack to tell him about the stuff she found in that bag that Duffy dumped, but he told her that he'll have to call her back. He goes back to the crime scene looking over the footprints. Then he notices a car on the road, and then he starts to walk through the trees, and he ends up at the cemetery. Then the yardsman tells him to put his hands up. When he tells him who he is, the guy recognizes him and Jack recognizes his voice. He wondered what was he doing there. And the man's name was Coach Willis. He said that he works there now. So Jack thanked him for not taking his head off. And he wanted to know, like, why do you even have a weapon? And the coach's name is Coach Willie. So Coach Willie says that because the kids had started coming out there knocking over headstones, but not so much lately since they put up cameras. And the coach took Jack back to look through the footage from the date of September 2nd, the night of the murder. Then he notices a shadow over one of the graves, and when they zoomed in on that, Jack noticed the grave. Then he goes to that particular grave, and the name on it is Charlotte Alice Harper, which would be his daughter. So we see Anna, she's on her way back to Dahlonega, and she has a flashback to the night her and Jack were about to go out and the baby was fussy. She didn't feel like they should leave, but Jack convinced her that the baby was just fussy and that she would be alright. And remembering that had Anna on the side of the road break it down. So she finally makes it back to her hotel room. Richard stopped by to check on her. He said that Lexi probably just spaced out and forgot to call it in. She told him he didn't have to apologize because Lexi was babysitting for her sister-in-law and she knew all about that. Richard says, sister-in-law? She doesn't have one. So Anna says, well, maybe she said sister. Richard says she had a sister, but she passed away like 20 years ago. And that's when Anna realized that she had been played. So Anna tells him that she used to think when bad things happened that it was just random chaos, that there was no order, and then it would make a whole lot more sense that bad things happen because you bring them on yourself somehow. And when bad things happen, it means you're allowed to do bad things. Maybe that's the order. Richard said that it sounded like she was blaming herself for something that wasn't her fault. Anna's response was, oh, you don't know me that well, do you? So Jack gets a call from the station, and the person says, Jack, it happened again. When he gets to the location that was sent to him, we see that the man was talking about Miss Alice having an episode, just walking down the middle of the street. So Jack took her home, and he told her that everybody needs some help sometimes, and that she was lucky that she wasn't hit by a car. She tells him that getting hit was probably better than slowly passing away. And he doesn't want her to talk like that. You could tell that he loves Miss Alice very much. So she tells him to never let anybody tell him that time heals all wounds, because sometimes it just makes it worse. Then she asked him what was the heck going on with him and Anna, and she wanted to know if he still loved her. Jack said he did. So you see them looking at these old videotapes of Anna when she was practicing to be a reporter, and they're just smiling, just happy to see, what she's accomplished. So then he leaves, and he sends a text message to Anna telling her that they need to talk. He makes it home, he falls asleep in the chair, and the next morning his phone wakes him up, and it's Priya telling him that they found another body, and this time it was Helen Wayne. Anna, she already over there on site. And that was the end of the 3rd episode.